Alright, hello everybody. This is a video tutorial on how to use Made in Heaven in my Minecraft Jojo datapack. We've been building to this for a little bit, like 2 weeks. It's been taking a little while, but we finally done it, and here's how it works. First thing we gotta get into is how to actually get Made in Heaven. Now in order to get Made in Heaven, you actually have to get first Whitesnake, then you gotta get Sea Moon. So I'm gonna go over all of that real quick. Getting Whitesnake's pretty simple. You just drop that and that on each other, and you get a stand arrow. Then what you do is you drop a stand arrow and then black dye. Oh. I suck. In order to get Sea Moon from Whitesnake, you need to collect 36 hostile mobs in one area, and then you need to bring Pucci over. Summoning Pucci is very simple. All you need is a book titled Bible, and using this while you're away from him will bring him over. Alright, let's get on with it. We've got business to attend to. Alright. Once Pucci does his thing, you have to search the trunks of all these trees for a little baby. Where's the baby? No? Let's go. Let's go. Once you have the baby. This is so weird. Once you have the baby, go ahead and talk to Pucci, and he'll have a little thing to say to you. Alright. And once he's done with that, right-clicking the baby will give you Sea Moon. Alright, so now that we have Sea Moon, what we have to figure out is how to get Made in Heaven. So there are 3 requirements, first of which you need to have at least 29 experience levels. By the way, this clip is overdubbed because I have no idea what happened to my mic. Anyways, after you get 29 levels, you also need to wait for the new moon. The new moon comes roughly every 8 days in Minecraft. The lunar cycle's a little fast. So right now what you're looking at is a waning crescent? I don't remember. Anyways, that's the new moon. And when it's the new moon, your stand will start to twinkle. This will also be your indicator that you're ready to go. After the stand starts twinkling, what we have to do is go somewhere very high, somewhere at the world's build limit. So I built a little thing near the world build limit. The higher you get, the more particles you'll see near your stand. Once I get up there, I'll have the proper elevation to evolve into Made in Heaven. So, if you meet all the requirements to get Made in Heaven, and there are no other Made in Heaven users on the server, you will be able to use the Bible to evolve Sea Moon into Made in Heaven simply by right-clicking it, same way that you would summon Pucci. Right-click, boom, Sea Moon is now gone, and all I am left with is Made in Heaven. Yeah, there it is, Alright, cool. Alright, so now we're going to go over what the abilities do. The first item we'll go over is the stand item. This is what you use to summon and desummon your stand. To desummon your stand, you want to put it in your offhand. So putting it in your offhand desummons the stand, and if you place it in the far right slot of your inventory, that'll bring it out. Right-clicking the stand item will cause your stand to be silenced. When your stand is silenced, you can't use it, but you also save inventory space by not having any other items clogging it up. So if you don't intend to use your stand, this is a good way to keep your inventory not so full. As you can see, unsilencing your stand is just as easy as silencing it. So the first item we'll go for is the fly item, because it's sort of the most simple. Right-clicking this item will toggle flight on and off. Also, I'm being attacked. Just right-clicked. Now, if I crouch or press shift, it will cause me to fly forwards in the direction that I face. This is going to be really useful to take out these phantoms, actually. Oh, no, we got him. We got him. Good for us. Anyways, right-clicking the item while you're flying will toggle it off, and you'll land. Next item we'll get into is the Barrage and Slash item. This contains all of your physical, sort of normal stand attacks. Works the same way that other stands have worked in the past, so right-clicking it will cause Made in Heaven to do a punch, and putting it in your offhand will cause Made in Heaven to go in front of you and do a little barrage. We're getting into the time acceleration and universe reset ability last because it has implications for the other two abilities, and we'll show those off as they appear. But let's land, and we don't take any fall damage because we were flying. Very smart. So the way Made in Heaven's ability works, and I'll say this while I'm getting out more props for us to use later, is it follows the theory of general relativity came up with by Albert Einstein. That's proper English. So what Einstein proposed is that time was the fourth dimension, and that similar to how if you've ever seen a demonstration where there's like a big tarp and they pull down the middle of it and then they roll a ball around and the balls orbit the center. The idea was that an imprint on the fourth time dimension could cause 3D objects to orbit each other, and that really gravity is not an actual force, but it's a consequence of mass bending space around itself. So around massive objects, space gets bent in such a way that time becomes slower near the heavy mass. And what this means is that things close to the heavy mass will experience less time in the same amount of time as things outside, which sounds weird, but what it boils down to is things out away from the heavy mass appear to go faster relative to things close to it. This actually explains the phenomena of gravitational lensing, whereby light will bend around objects because of their mass, because of their gravity. So classically, the equation to describe gravity was F equals G, big G, M1, M2 over R squared. So it's proportional to the mass, but light doesn't have a mass, yet it's still affected by gravity. Einstein actually explained that with his theory. But what this really all means is that Made in Heaven goes fast. What this means is it goes fast. And it slows things down away from it because it's acting like a black hole where it slows down things nearby. The only one who's immune is Pucci, who's technically going at a normal rate, but he looks really fast to those who are being attacked. Alright, so to use this item, you have to right-click it while it's in your main hand. Time acceleration works by moving you up and down a set of phases. So if you use it in your right hand, it'll advance you a phase, and pointing it in your offhand will go to the previous phase if you want to turn it off. Alright, right-clicking it in our main hand will cause us to advance to phase 1. So in phase 1, we start to experience localized time acceleration. So this only affects players and mobs near us, but we still get all the benefits, such as speed and haste. Watch us dig this dirt so fast. Oh, it's amazing. This is what you worked for, guys, to dig dirt fast. Alright, now let's punch this guy. And you'll see he tries to pursue us, but he's slowed down because we're too massive. We've got too much gravity. Look at us. So show off the interactions with the previous two items. Our fly speed increases as our phase increases. So you can kind of tell, maybe you can't, but we're going a lot faster than we were. And we're also leaving after images that cause a funny graphical error with all of the ice blocks. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh yeah, and also if you fall while flying, like right after, you will, hey, good for us. You'll get launched into the sky from fall damage. It's great. Our strong punch doesn't change too much, but it gains more range, has those after images, and that's actually it. The Barrage, on the other hand, gets much different. So now will seek out targets in the area in front of you and damage them all in sort of random fashion. But it's very fast and does a lot of damage in a short amount of time to a lot of things. Right. Time acceleration also causes unalive things like projectiles to speed up. So what I'm going to show you right here is how bows will shoot faster arrows. And at the moment, this only affects... I missed. At the moment, this only impacts projectiles that are close to the user. But it will affect any player's projectiles. Even if they're not the Made in Heaven user. You can see those strays are firing arrows, and they have little green particles on them because they're accelerated. Currently, all the effects are local and happen near the Made in Heaven user. But if we use our item again, our time acceleration item, we can expand these effects to be global. And this will enter us into phase 2. Alright. We've now gone into phase 2. You can see the day-night cycle is going a little faster. You can sort of notice it now. But probably the first thing you're going to notice, all the random little Made in Heaven after images that are around. This is just a visual effect for now, but later on, once we enter the next phase, those after images will start doing damage. Our fly speed is further increased, and so is the speed of projectiles. However, our barrage and punch ability remain mostly the same. Just to show this off, you can see a normal bow was just able to one-shot a creeper. Alright, this would work for any player no matter where they were in the world at the moment. Arrows are just very strong. So, while this does give you an attack damage advantage, it also gives every other player that advantage, including skeletons, and anything that shoots arrows. Also, once you enter phase 2, your barrage will block incoming projectiles. So even though arrows do a lot of damage to you, you have a defense to protect yourself from them. After a pretty long cooldown, we gain access to the beginning of Made in Heaven's true ability to reset the universe. So, to get up to this phase, simply right-click. And you can see we're going in. So there aren't many differences between phase 2 and phase 3. An important difference is that the after images you see flying around will actually do damage to hostile mobs, as well as other players. The speed at which the day-night cycle happens will continue to increase. Projectiles get even faster. This will go on for several minutes. But after spending long enough time, your item will get the enchanted glint. You'll have the ability to complete the resetting of the universe. You'll be glowing, and right-clicking this item will cause us to enter the new world. What are the rules of the new universe? Why do you care? What does it all mean? The new universe, not too much has changed. Everything that happened still happened. The only difference is that now everyone knows how they are going to die. In Pucci's mind, this would make everyone happy and content with how their life was going to go, but in reality it didn't do that. Now, the only person who's immune to this is me, the Made in Heaven user. However, other players will be experiencing very interesting effects. So, for example, this person over here was told that their fate was that they would drown. When the universe is reset, and every time you die afterwards, you will be given a new fate. What this new fate means is that the only way that you will die is by what the fate says. It also means that you are basically guaranteed to die. This will happen in about 10 minutes, at least, after you've received the message. Rock's fate is that they are going to drown. This means that if they go out into the desert and start fighting hostile mobs just irresponsibly, they actually won't be hurt, because that's not how they're fated to die. However, if they try to step into this water here, so if they try to come up, that ice is going to keep freezing. But it hasn't quite been 10 minutes yet. But they're still going to feel the effects. You can try to break them out, but it's not going to happen. There you go. The only exception to this rule is that I, as the Made in Heaven user, can still kill all the people. I can sort of get around this. And Gold Experience Requiem can also reset its own fate by using Return to Zero. Take a look at them. They are being repeatedly beat up by a zombie. But they don't care. Because that is not how they are fated to die. They are fated to be killed by a falling block of sand. Or some other thing. Boom. I'm not going to go through the entire list of everything that could possibly happen to you. Just know that there are a lot of them. And that if it says you're going to be killed by lightning, the only thing that's ever going to kill you is lightning. Canon, it was a bad thing that Pucci got his way, that he got Made in Heaven. But in Minecraft, maybe you're on a server, and maybe your friends decide, hey, this actually isn't so bad. If I know how to deal with water, if I know how to deal with mobs trying to kill me, I don't really have to worry. As long as that's the only thing that I have to worry about, I'll be fine, I'll be happy, I'll live my life normally. Or maybe they don't like dying every 10 minutes, I don't know. If this is the case, there are two ways that the universe can be unreset. First way for it to get unreset is for them to kill the Made in Heaven user. The second way is that the universe gets unreset if I store my stand, or if I get disked by Whitesnake, or anything like that, right? So alright, so I bring Pucci over here, and for some reason he's missing his body. I honestly have no idea why this is happening. But if I get him to store my stand, his body comes back. He takes it from me. And now the universe is no longer reset. Another important thing to note is that if someone is killed while the universe is resetting, they will actually lose their stand if they have one. And the only way for them to get their stand back is to unreset the universe. Upon doing this, they'll get a disc that is their stand disc, and they'll be able to get it back. That's it for Made in Heaven. You can find a download link for the datapack in the description, as well as links to the other videos explaining Whitesnake, Sea Moon, and the playlist contains explanations for every single stand that I've released so far. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good day, and leave a like. Leave 2 likes. If you can leave 2 likes, leave 2 likes. And then tell me how you did it. Promise not to call the cops.